Hello everybody, today we are going to be playing the DOS game, Perry Mason, The Case of the Mandarin Murder. So let's start. Because I'm a hunter, Della, some men get their thrills in life out of standing up to a charging lion or tiger. Some like to shoot small birds, some just like to hunt, not for the kill, but for the thrill of hunting. Well, I hunt murderers. Welcome to the case of the Mandarin murder. Type start to begin or skip to jump right into the case. I'm going to click start, or type start. Through your door at 7 o'clock. Something about her story. Maybe it was the desperate look in her eyes, the handsome cash retainer she handed you couldn't hurt either. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mason. I knew you'd understand. I'm sure we can stop Victor from divorcing me. Victor and I need to spend some time together. I haven't seen him since I entered the sanitarium a year ago. I know it must have been hard on him. Laura's voice trails off. She looks at you, but her eyes never focus. If Victor doesn't love me anymore, I just don't know what I'll do. Laura glances nervously at her watch. I have to leave now. Can I call you tomorrow? Yes. I think that says a year ago, but I don't know. Oh, that's at the top. Supposed to be down here on the bottom. A look of relief sweeps across Laura's face. You'll hear from me early tomorrow morning. I'll call you after my appointment with Dr. Erickson. Laura slips out of your office. Saturday morning. Normally you'd be sleeping. If only you hadn't fallen behind so far in your work. The door to your office opens, and in walks Adela, smiling mysteriously. Looks to me like you had yourself a female visitor last night, Perry. Entering a new client. Yes. You explained last night's events. Well, that makes sense. Laura's initial match, those on the handkerchief I found in my office this morning. For a second I thought you were interviewing for new secretaries behind my back. Della winks, then returns to her office. Moments later, a call comes through from Della. It's Lieutenant Trag. Harry, he says he's calling about Laura Cap. I'll put him through. Answer. Pick up the phone. Trag, Victor Cap is dead. He's been murdered. Away from the body with a pistol next to her hand. Victim's apartment where he was murdered. Sergeant Holcomb is there to keep an eye on you. See you in court. You hang up the phone. Go to the apartment. You were in the foyer. Down into a spacious modern living room. Looking around, you see the den, a bathroom, and a dog pen. A closet opens off of the right foyer wall across the living room. You see a dining room and a kitchen, which have been cordoned off by the police. Sergeant Holcomb watches you suspiciously from the living room. Go into the living room. One stern look from Sergeant Holcomb convinces you otherwise. Go into the den. Okay, apparently not. Go into the dining room. Go into the kitchen. Talk to Sergeant Holcomb. What do we do here? Can I, like, scroll up or anything? I don't know what to do here. Hold on a second. I'll be right back once I figure this out. Go back. This is not nice. Can I do anything? Exit the kitchen. The heck is this? Oh well, I'll be right back. Let's try and see what we have to do now. Spacious modern living room. You see the den, a bathroom, and a dog pen. Closet opens off the roof. You see a dining room, kitchen. Oh! Okay, we couldn't see the places above it. We can't go to a few places. So, let's try and go into the bathroom, I guess. Go to the bathroom. Wait. There we go. You are in the bathroom. It is decorated in a simple brown tile. There is a mirror above the sink, a cabinet beneath the sink, and of course a toilet. As you enter, you notice that the view of the living room is blocked. Look inside the cabinet. Okay. Open the cabinet. View the contents. Okay. Look at the item. Active the items. Okay. No, this is confusing me. Look at the mirror. Nothing happens. Turn on the sink. Nothing happens. So let's see. What should we do? Leave the bathroom. Okay. Leading down to a spacious room, and you see the den, bathroom. Go to the dog. Go to the dog pen. The dog pen. The dog pen is a room about 8 feet by 8 feet. In the far corner, you see a water dish and some large bones. In another corner, you see a headless plastic doll. The door is scratched badly on the inside. You can feel Holcomb's eyes hot on your back. Let's see. Look at Holcomb. Okay. Pick up the plastic headless. Pick up the plastic doll. Alright, nothing happens. Let's see here. Inspect the door. The scratches in the door are deep. You notice traces of blood in and around the scratches. From the living room, Holcomb shouts to you that the dog really wanted to get out of his pen. He must have cut himself pawing at the door. Okay. Look at. Inspect the bones. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's okay. Inspect the bones. They are old steak bones, picked clean of meat. Okay. Let's look at the door again. Look at the door. Okay. Look at the wall. The walls, get the water dish. Water, I don't know. Let's leave the dog pen. Leave the dog pen. Okay, let's see here. Look at Holcomb. Is that, yeah. Okay. Let's go back into the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. This is confusing. Look at the living room. Okay, nothing happened. Let's open the cabinet again. Cabinet. Look inside. Look in the cabinet. Nothing happens. Empty the cabinet. Empty. Okay, look at the walls. Okay. The walls. Happens. Look at the toilet. Happens. The door. Inspect the door. It's just an ordinary door. Inspect the wall. Let's go with tile. Inspect toilet. Sure enough, it looks like a standard grade A all-American toilet. Inspect the mirror. There we go. The mirror is attached to the wall. You see a handsome, dashing, and well-dressed person looking back at you. Okay, now, let's see here. Inspect the cabinet. Inside the cabinet, you find a large brown towel. Okay. Inspect the sink. It looks like a sink. Okay. Pick and keep the towel. Nothing happens. Okay. Go to the dog pen. Look at the door. Inspect the door. Hold on a second. Never mind. Look at Holcomb. You find no Holcomb in the dog pen. Inspect the doll. Notice that the neck of the doll has been bitten through. Okay. Where's the dog, though? Let's see here. Look at the water dish. Inspect the water dish. Oh, here we go. The water dish is almost empty. Holcomb looks impatiently at his watch, then at you. Mason, you've just outstayed your welcome, declares Sergeant Holcomb. Holcomb pulls out a small walkie-talkie and makes a quick call. Before you know it, two burly policemen enter the apartment. They grab you by both arms and escort you out of the building, leaving you on the sidewalk. Standing by the building's front door is none other than Paul Drake, your right-hand man. Della said I'd find you here, Perry. Sounds like you really got a hot case on your hands. Tell me, do you think she's innocent? I do think she's innocent. Yeah, that's what I figured. Look, while I was waiting for you, I checked out the apartment building. Everyone who walked into the building had to get by the doorman, Ed Burns. I tried to find him, but Berger's already got him wrapped up as a witness. We won't see him until he gets called to the stand. I did manage to find this, though. Paul takes out a sheet of paper from his jacket pocket and offers it to you. Let's take the paper. You take the paper from Paul. It's the guest list for the night of the murder. I'm told that every non-resident that entered the building on Friday night has his or her name on this list, including Laura Kapp. Paul looks down at his watch. I don't know about you, Perry, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done before you walk into that trial. What would you like me to investigate? The dog pen. The murder. The guest list. Laura Kapp. I don't know what to do here. The apartment. Oh no. Clear. Clear all. I can't think of anything. Okay, I'm actually confused here. I wish that I could scroll up and down, but I can't. Nothing works. Next. Will that work? Skip. Paul size. Well, Chief, if you don't have anything for me to investigate, I guess I'll catch up with you in court. Paul hops into his sedan and speeds off. Well, I guess we're probably gonna lose this game now, I guess, maybe. You were standing outside of Victor Kapp's apartment. From here you can go to the court to begin the trial, go to office to research the case further, go to prison to interview Laura Kapp. I'm going to go to prison. There we go. You head off to the prison to interview Laura. What should we question about? The dog pen. The prison sergeant takes the receiver on the other side of the glass and interrupts you. Mr. Mason, before you begin, I should warn you that your client had been heavily sedated. She makes sense for a little while, but she drifts off at the drop of a hat. I'll leave the room now, but I'm going to stay close by in case she starts ranting and raving again. The sergeant hands the receiver to Laura and leaves through the same door she came in. The dog pen. Ask about the dog pen. Mr. Mason, please, I can't remember. I know I went to see Victor that night. I was tired. Victor was glad to see me. I didn't kill him. Mr. Mason, I loved Victor. Something came at me. I fainted, bought the gun downtown, but I never used it. I just wanted to scare him. Laura stops speaking and closes her eyes. The ask about the bathroom. Margaret, whatever that says, was chasing Victor. I was in the hospital. There was nothing I could do. I don't remember anything about Friday night. I don't know how I got in Victor's apartment. Wait. There is one thing I remember. I was standing in the living room, talking to Victor. He told me he loved me. He said he never loved her, that she meant nothing to him. He always intended to come back to me. He said he was going to dump her and we make a new start. Then something dark came at me. There was an explosion. Mr. Mason, please, I feel dizzy. Laura stares blankly off into space. Go to the office. I didn't do it, Mr. Mason. Why won't anybody believe me? I can't tell you anymore, Mr. Mason. I just don't know what happened. I was in Victor's apartment. That's all I remember. You've got to find out for me, Mr. Mason. You've got to help me. Laura stands up and begins pleading for help, pounding on the glass screen. The sergeant enters and leads her away. That's all, Mr. Mason. Like I said, this one's not playing with all her marbles on deck. If you know what I mean. By the way, we got a message for you from Della Street. She said someone sent a brief description of the state's witnesses on over to your office. If you're going back there, please say hello to Paul from me. That rake. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll see him in court. Go to the office. You're back in your office behind your desk. Neither Paul or Della are in. Your desk is covered with files. There's a note from Paul penciled on the top file. Chief, my operatives did a little snooping around and came up with information about Berger's witnesses. All 8 of them. Tragg, Dorset, Crossman, Burns, Miller, Julian, Masters, Suzanne, Masters, and Dubach plan on giving the sort of testimonies that distracted attorneys dream of. Berger probably thinks he's got this one wrapped up. From the look of it, we're going to have our work cut out for us. I left you files of their probable testimony against Laura. Della and I went to lunch. Happy reading, Paul. Read the paper. Friday night, April 6th. In, out. David Smith, 10 o'clock to 10:30. Brooke Rogers, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Steve Clark, 10:14, 11:30. Sue Jensen, 10:35, 11:15. Jane Carlton, 11:20, 12:50. Doug Walk, 12 o'clock, 12:30. Laura Cap, 1:20. What should we do next? Go to court. Several weeks pass as you work hard to prepare your case. Finally, the big day comes. You're in court. Della is by your side, and Hamilton Berger prepares to make his opening speech. Friday night at approximately 1:30 in the morning, Victor ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that the defendant was the only person who could have fired the lethal bullet. We will hear from Lieutenant Tragg, the investigating officer at the apartment. We will also hear the testimonies of ballistics expert Bill Dorset and medical examiner Jack Crossman, who will confirm that the gun found near the defendant's hand killed Victor Kapp. Ed Burns, the doorman at the building, will testify that he saw the defendant enter the building shortly before the crime was committed. Russell Miller, an associate of Mr. Capps and Julian Masters, the decedent's business partner, will aid us in explaining the defendant's motives. Susan Masters, Julian's wife, saw a gun in the defendant's purse. Lastly, we will hear the testimony of Margaret Dubach, who worked for Victor Kapp as his head chief. She will tell us of the threat made on her own life by the defendant just hours before the murder. After hearing these testimonies, you will be conceived that only the defendant had means, motive, and opportunity to kill Victor Kapp. Susan Masters, Julian's wife, saw a gun. Paul Drake walks in and stands before you. Berger's voice booms with the authority of a master of ceremonies. For my first witness, I would like to call Lieutenant Tragg. A man as tall as you stands up and shuffles toward the witness stand. His head thrust slightly forward, his long firm mouth twisted in a slightly whimsical smile, yellowed by years of cigar smoking. He wears a suit that is at least 5 years out of fashion. Berger strolls over to Tragg and grins. Lieutenant Tragg, when did you join the police force? 1 year ago. A year ago. I don't know. Skip. Lieutenant Tragg, when did you join the police force? What am I supposed to answer? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 2 months ago? A month ago? A day ago? I honestly don't know. Skip. 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 Objection, Your Honor. Wait, what? When did these get here? Objection, Your Honor. Interrupts the district attorney. Mr. Mason's behavior is clearly out of order. Objective sustained. Lieutenant Trag, I don't know when he joined the police force. Objection. Objection. Judge Northrop turns to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Mason, but I'm going to overrule that objection. No. Just no. I have no clue when this Trag person joined the police force. In February? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Skip. When person got, I don't know, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Hint. Type in hint. I honestly don't know what to do here. In yesterday? I don't know, yesterday? Yesterday. When did this person join? Okay, I'm gonna have to search this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so I searched this up and apparently the answer is A. Okay. I joined the police force 20 years ago. I've been chief of homicide for the past 4 years. My record is impeccable. How was I supposed to know that A was an answer? This game is flawed. Did you investigate this murder? Yes. No. A. Yes. Curtly replies. Yes. Curtly replies the detective. Describe your investigation. Okay, so apparently the answers are A for all of them. Okay. For the next one, I'm going to type B and see what happens. The lieutenant replies slowly and deliberately, like an experienced witness. We discovered Victor Cap dead, shot in the back, sprawled over a fallen statue. Laura Cap lay 16 feet away from the corpse. We found her on the floor, on the steps by the front door. She was delirious. Did you find a gun in the apartment? B. Okay, I guess it's just A. Let's try C. Okay, A. Yes, we found a Colt 380 government special Mark IV automatic about 6 inches from the defendant's hand. The gun had recently been fired. Further investigation revealed that the gun had been purchased on the day of the murder by the defendant from a gun dealer in downtown Los Angeles. Her fingerprints were the only ones found on the gun. Did the murderer fire the gun near the victim? Trag rubs his chin thoughtfully. For a moment, I guess that The gun was fired 15 to 20 feet away from the victim, right in the vicinity of where we found the defendant. Did you find the bullets? Yes. Simple answer, yes. Where did you find the bullets? We found one in the ceiling directly above where we found the defendant, and one across the room embedded in the breakfast bar. The bullet found in the bar had traces of blood on it. Your witness, counselor. Objection, Your Honor, shouts the district attorney. Objection sustained. Your witness. I don't know what to do here. Skip. Skip is always the answer. Your witness, counselor, I don't know, Laura Cap. Laura Cap. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to search this up too. Okay. I couldn't find the answer to this one, so I'm just gonna type an objection in full caps. Objection. Objection sustained. Unqualified. Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to restart this. Restart. Oh, gosh. Well, you know what, I'm just gonna end this video here. I'll continue it later. Tomorrow, maybe. Well, bye, everyone.